So hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to show you how to perform a hotspot analysis in ArcGIS Pro. So now let's get started. So the hotspot analysis identifies a statistically significant clusters of high value, that is hotspot, and a low value, which is a cold spot in spatial data. So in ArcGIS, this is performed using a spatial statistics tool, and this particular analysis is used to detect the spatial clustering of value, for example, the socioeconomic conditions, high crime areas, disease outbreaks, and high income zones. And the output map will shows us with the confidence level. If it is of 99%, it is a hotspot, and 95%, it's a cold spot. So from this map, we have two different layers here, starting with the population data and the study area. So we have specifically selected this particular study area as Australia as our region of interest. And over that, we have this point data, which is indicating the population data set here. And I'm going to right click and show you the attribute table here. So here, this is the details about this particular point data here, starting with the different columns which indicating the information about this particular point data in Australia. So you can able to see that we have different datas, and we have latitude and longitudes. And here we have another column here which indicates the population max, so which indicates the population of each of this point with the maximum value and the minimum value. So basically we can use this particular field called population max to perform our analysis. So we're going to close this. So the population hotspot analysis, it basically identifies the clusters of high and low population density, and which can reveal patterns like urbanization and rural population or demographic concentration. So in our first step, basically we're gonna load our population and study area. So using the catalog option. So in our first step, I'm gonna show you how to add the shapefiles into ArcGIS Pro. So first, I'm gonna remove this set of shapefiles here. And after that, I'm going to navigate to this option called catalog, and this particular option is also available in this section called view, and in that we have to click this option called the catalog pan. So we're going to click this, and this window it's going to pop up, and here I'm going to navigate to this option called folders, and in that I'm going to right click and click this option called folder connection. So in this way you can connect your shapefiles to your desired folder location to add those data into ArcGIS Pro. So here I'm going to connect this particular folder called shapefiles, and I'm going to click OK. And once you did that, I'm going to click this arrow, and here we have our folder. So I'm going to click this arrow, and I'm going to add my population and study area shapefile into ArcGIS Pro. I'm going to select both, and I'm going to right click on them, and I'm going to click this option called add to current map. So now we have added our shape study area boundary as well as the population dataset into ArcGIS Pro. So the next step, I'm going to make some changes to it. I'm going to change the color of this particular dataset population data. I'm going to right click on this, and it's going to give us a set of colors, and I'm going to select red color. And now it is kind of easy to visualize the point data. And next step, we're going to check the projection of this particular point data. So we're going to navigate to this point data, and I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to navigate to this option called properties, and here I'm going to select this particular option called source, and in that we have this extent and spatial reference, and the current spatial reference is GCS, which is Geographic Coordinate System, WGS 1984. So we have to convert it into a projected coordinate system, so before proceeding towards our hotspot analysis. So we're going to cancel this. So now we have to convert GCS to PCS to projected coordinate system. So for that, I'm going to navigate to this option called view section, and then that I'm going to click this option called geoprocessing tool, and a window pop up saying geoprocessing here, and in the search section I'm going to enter as a project. So now I have entered as a project here, and in that I'm going to select this particular tool called project data management tool. And here in the parameters section, the input data set, it's going to be the population data set. So now the current coordinate system is GCS WGS 1984, which is a geographic coordinate system. So to perform a hotspot analysis, which is based on the distance, so it is necessary to convert to a projected coordinate system. So in the next step, we're going to select a suitable the coordinate system. So I'm going to select this particular option, select coordinate system. So once you select this option, we have this window called Output Coordinate System. So the Australia falls in three distinct UTM zones, starting with the Zone 54 South and Zone 55 South and Zone 56 South. So Australia falls in three UTM zones. So the best suitable coordinate system it could be of so it is better to use this particular coordinate system, that is Australian Albus EPSG 9473. It could be a best one in order to perform our analysis. So in the search section, I'm going to enter the coordinate system. So for example, the EPSG 9473. So I'm going to mention as 9473. And I'm going to click enter. And we have our result, GIDA 2020 Australian Albus. We're going to select this particular one and I'm going to click OK. So this is our output coordinate system. And the next step is we're going to select a folder location where you're going to save this file. So here I'm going to mention the name of this particular it's going to be the population project. So I'm going to mention as population project. And I'm going to click OK. So we're going to run this and let us visualize the result. So we have our point data, the projection population project. So we're going to right click and we're going to navigate to the properties and the spatial reference. It is GDA Australian Albus. So this is the required coordinate system. So we're going to click OK. So next step, again, we're going to navigate to the geoprocessing tools here. And here in the geoprocessing tool, we're going to select another tool. And the next tool we're going to search as integrate. So the next tool is integrate. So we're going to select this particular tool called integrate data management tool. So we're going to select this particular tool here. And to know the details about this particular tool, you can navigate this option. And here, so this particular tool analyzes the coordinate location of each vertices among features in one or more feature classes. Those that falls within specified distance of one another or assumed to be represent the same location and are assigned. So the next step, we're going to use an integrate tool. So for that, I'm going to navigate to the view section here and I'm going to select geoprocessing tool. And in the geoprocessing window, in the search section, I'm going to enter as integrate. And here, I'm going to select this particular tool, integrate data management tools. And here, this particular tool is used to analyze the coordinate location of each vertices among features in one or more feature classes. So those that falls within the specified distance of one another are assumed to be represent the same location and are assigned a common coordinate value. And the tool also adds vertices where each vertices are within X and Y tolerance of the edge where the line segment intersects. And here the input features, it's going to be the population dataset project. And next we're going to navigate to the environments and the XY tolerance value. So we're going to enter as 100. And the units are going to select, it's going to be kilometers, 100 kilometers. So each of this point has a large number of distance. So for that I have selected this particular unit as kilometers, 100 kilometers. So if the volume, if these points are very close to each other, in that case I can select your X and Y tolerance according to that. For example, you can select as 30 meters or 10 meters according to your points, according to your overlapping points. So here I have selected as a 100 meter. That is 100 kilometers. So this particular tool is kind of used to merge the points that are extremely close to each other. And this helps to reduce the positional noise caused by GPS devices. And ultimately, it's going to improve the accuracy of the spatial neighborhood relationship, which is used in the hotspot analysis. So in the parameters section, X and Y tolerance, we selected this particular value here. And let me navigate to the parameter section here. And now let us click this option called run and let us visualize the result. So we have our tool, the tool has ran. So next step, we're going to aggregate the population distribution here. So for that, I'm going to use this particular tool called collect events. So this is the tool, the collect event, the spatial statistics tool. I'm going to use this tool. And in the parameter, with the input incident feature, we're going to select the population data project. And output weighted point feature, we're going to select the output folder location. So here I'm going to mention as a collect event. So I have mentioned as a population collect event, and I'm going to click OK. So to collect the population, to aggregate the population distribution, so we're going to use this particular tool called collect events. You can go through the details about this particular dataset. It converts the event data such as crime and disease incidents to a weighted point data. So it aggregates the population distribution at the same or nearby locations, and this step it's going to create a field called count field, the event count field, so which going to represents the population intensity. And let us run this code. I'm going to navigate to this option called run, and I'm going to click run. So now we have this point which is generated in our map here. So let me turn off this particular datasets. So after running the tool, you can able to see some points is kind of larger here, and some points are smaller. And the larger points which indicates the high population distribution, and the smaller points which indicates the low population distribution. And the next step, we're going to use another tool called autocorrelation tool. So we have to click the geoprocessing tool to in order to search that particular tool. So I'm going to mention spatial autocorrelation. So incremental spatial autocorrelation, the spatial statistics tool. So I'm going to select this particular tool, and the input feature, it's going to be the population collect event, and the input field, we're going to select the eye count and leave the rest as default. So basically this tool identifies the distance at which the population distribution, so which shows the strongest spatial clustering, helping to avoid arbitrary distance selection. So you can go through the details about this particular tool. So measures spatial autocorrelation for a series of distance and optionally creates a line graph of those distance and the corresponding z-scores. So you can go through the details about this particular tool, and we're going to leave the rest as the default, and we're going to run this code. And let us run this and visualize the result. And the tool has run here. So the next step is we're going to perform our hotspot analysis. So let me get back here. And here in the search section, I'm going to enter as hotspot analysis. So we're going to select this particular tool called the hotspot analysis. I'm going to select this particular one. So this is the hotspot analysis Getis-Ord Gi. So we can go through the information about this particular tool here. So the given set of weighted feature identifies statistically significant hotspot and cold spot using Getis-Ord Gi statistics. So you can able to see this input, set score, and p-values. And the input feature, it's going to be the population collect event, and the input field, it's going to be the eye count, and choose the output file location. So I can select this particular folder, and you can navigate the suitable folder location. So here enter as population hotspot analysis, and I'm going to click OK, and leave the rest as the default, and we're going to click run, and let us visualize the result here. And from here I can able to see the map. Let me turn this off. And here I can able to see all the red spot and blue spot. So red spot which indicates a hot spot with 99% confidence, and the blue spot which indicates the cold spot with 99% confidence. And not significant will be given in this set of color. So you can able to see the gray color. So once we performed our hotspot analysis, next we're going to search the last tool here, that is IDW tool. So in the geoprocessing window, in the search section, I'm going to enter as IDW. So it's going to search, and so in that we're going to select this particular tool called IDW Spatial Analysis tool. So we're going to click this, and so in the input point features, and you can able to currently visualize the hotspot analysis in the point form here. So to better visualize as a to create in a continuous surface, we're going to use the IDW tool here. So in the IDW tool, the parameter section, so in the input point feature, we're going to select our hotspot analysis and followed by the Z field. So it is asking the Z value field here. So basically, so we're going to select the Z score value. So the Z score, we're going to select this, and we're going to select the output folder location. So now I have mentioned as IDW hotspot analysis, and I'm going to click OK. So let me enter as .tif. And the output cell size I'm going to mention is 100 meters as the output cell size. And Next is we're going to navigate to environments. And in the environments, we're going to specifically navigate to raster analysis. And in that, in the mask section, I'm going to select my study area. And once you selected it, we're going to click run. So now we have our result here. So the IDW tool has ran here. It gave us a result. So the IDW which creates a smooth raster surface by estimating the values of the areas where there is no data points has existed based on the nearby features. So in the simple terms, nearby locations will have a more influence than the distance point. So from the result, you can also able to view that most of the populations being distributed along the coastal area of the study area. So you can able to see from these values here. So the high populations are situated along the coastal part of the study area. So you can able to see compared towards the central part of the area, the population distribution is comparatively lesser when we compare towards the coastal part of the study area. So the white areas which indicates the high population distribution. So in this video, I have shown you how to perform a hotspot analysis in ArcGIS Pro using the population distribution data. So thanks for watching and make sure that you subscribe to our channel and give us a like.